morning. It is the first day of my conference and I am just sitting here enjoying a little room service. I can't lie. I could totally get used to this. So I'm really excited for today. I still have to get cleaned up. So I scheduled breakfast to come a little earlier so I'd have time to get cleaned up slowly and have a nice gentle transition into the day. So I'm going to stuff my face with all this delicious looking breakfast, catch up on a little news, and I'll see you guys at the conference. I'm all ready to go down. Luckily the conference is not far. I just have to go down this long tunnel. The hotel is connected to the center, and I am just taking my planner because I have a place in here to record notes. I'm taking my purse. I do need to fill my little water bottle, so I'm going to take that with me as well. And then a quick outfit of the day, which I've never really done before. I am simply wearing my striped shirt that you've seen in multiple videos, and some white capris, and some very comfy sandals, because I want to look put together, I want to look professional, but these days of in-service training, they get to be rather long. So even though you do want to look professional and put together, you also really want to be comfortable because you're going to be sitting in a chair for probably 8 hours listening to speakers, so comfort is a must. Anchor charts galore. And of course, no in-service would be complete without vendors. But I'm excited about all the anchor charts. I may have to photograph. Ooh, I made this one in my classroom this year.
Not my first road.
So I don't, if you don't really need this thing anymore, it's not like $40
What?
It's right here. I
Oh, you will.
I needed it in the hall. I didn't need it there.
Right, you're going to need it someday.
So I'm like, I don't have to get my
That's $40 plus that. Get your own.
Oh, I like this one.
All right. I need a power cord for you, and then you're good.
So I am at the thing, and I was really excited to see this book because you guys know how much I love this one. So I have to talk and walk. I just finished lunch, and I got myself a Diet Pepsi because I accidentally drank one last night, so I didn't have one for today. So yes, just paid $2 to buy a Diet Pepsi out of the vending machine, but caffeine, so totally worth it. And I'm really enjoying the conference. It's a little, it's different than what I was anticipating. And okay, lots of people. The exit. Thank you. One of the things you have to get used to when you're a vlogger is looking like a near idiot or a weirdo in front of other people. It just kind of goes with the territory. And I'm getting used to it. But one of the things I'm learning with this training is daily 5 is kind of out. It doesn't work with the new Maisa units really at all. It is a writer's workshop model, and that's going to be new for me in first grade. I've never really done a workshop model in first grade before. I've done it in 4th, but not first. In first grade, I've done guided reading in the past with centers, hated it, and in first grade I did daily 5 and I enjoyed it. So this is going to be a complete revamping of how I teach first grade, and that can be exciting. It can also be scary as hell. I mean, let's be real. Changing grade level again is nerve-wracking, and being told you're being given an entirely new curriculum and a new way to teach. A little overwhelming. Talk to you soon. I am finished with my first day of training, and I have to say I am actually a little confused because at the very beginning of the training today we were told it's not daily 5. It's not daily 5. You're not going to be following a daily 5 model. Okay, And you guys know me. I am open to change. I am not a teacher that I call a fossil or a dinosaur. I love to change. I love to adapt. I love to learn best practices. I love to stay current and relevant. I never want to become a fossil. If I start to become fossilized, it's time to go. So it's not that I'm yay daily 5, boo anything else. That is so not me. But so as we're going through this course today with the rest of the training, you know, keeping in mind that this is not supposed to be a daily 5, well, they have anchor charts, anchor charts, anchor charts. Okay, between me and you, I'm the anchor chart queen. I love anchor charts. And by the way, anchor charts, part of daily 5. Just throwing that out there. Also part of that, the reading strategies book with 300, reading strategies. So, okay, the next thing is independent reading. They have to build up their stamina and get longer and longer and longer stretches of independent reading, aka read to self, daily 5. All right, you will have mini lessons, and your mini lessons should not be longer than 10 minutes in length. Okay, in daily 5 we call that a focus lesson. It also should not be more than 10 minutes in length. In Reader's Workshop, there is a midpoint teaching strategy, or a mid-workshop strategy, or they call it a mid-workshop teaching point. Okay, and that one's about 2 to 4 minutes long. Okay, to me, that just means focus lesson number 2. Really, focus lesson number 2. So, and then the children go back and they do read with a partner. Where have I heard that before? Oh yeah, daily 5. And then when it's all done, you have an end of session wrap up. Again, we're kind of talking about daily 5 here. We were shown strategies where the children are using post-it notes and they're filling their books that they're reading with reflections that they're writing on post-it notes. Okay, that comes right out of the cafe menu. It really does. So for Reader's Workshop, what they're calling it is your mini lesson, about 20 minutes where they're reading to themselves and the teacher is working with students. Then you have your mid-lesson teaching point, and then you have another 20 minutes where the children are reading to a partner, doing partner work, while the teacher is working with kids. Okay, in all honesty, guys, that is basically focus lesson, round 1, daily 5. Focus lesson, round 2, daily 5. Wrap up. It's kind of what I'm already doing. I'm not calling it Reader's Workshop in my classroom, I'm calling it daily 5, but it really is the exact same thing I'm doing. It's really just a change in terminology. Now, I will say I am talking strictly for like K1, 2. By the time you get to 3rd grade and higher, you're doing more book clubs, it really does become more of a Reader's Workshop, where you are not necessarily doing daily 5 rotations. But the Maisa units, as I am interpreting them, and I think I'm pretty smart, or at least smart enough, as I'm interpreting these, what I see is a ripoff of, no, that's not an accurate statement. I see huge similarities between the K1-2 way of doing daily 5 versus the K1-2 Maisa units. So I'm feeling incredibly comfortable going into this. Now, in my district, we've had Making Meaning, which is basically an interactive read aloud. Here's your text. You're going to read this many pages. You're going to give the kids a focus question. They're going to turn to their partners. They're going to talk to each other for a minute or two. Then you're going to have them come back to you and you're going to discuss what they just discussed, and then you're going to keep reading. Okay, Maisa, that's what they're doing. They have an interactive read aloud, and that read aloud is separate from the reader's workshop. That's perfect. I have a read aloud time in my classroom too. So far what I've learned is I will have about a 20-minute interactive readers read aloud. Okay, got it. Then I'm going to have reader's workshop, which is basically 2 focus lessons and 2 rotations. That's already what I've been doing in my classroom. The third rotation in Daily 5 would have been my Writer's Workshop rotation, and I will say the Maisa unit for Writer's Workshop is definitely different than just doing a rotation for Daily 5, because in the scheme of Daily 5, my Writer's Workshop would have been about 40 minutes long. With the new Maisa units, the Writer's Workshop will really be at least 50 minutes, possibly more like 55 minutes for Writer's Workshop. Well, let me rephrase that. That's what I was teaching 4th grade. With 4th grade, the children had the stamina to do a 55-minute Maisa unit for Writer's Workshop. I don't know, because I'm new to 1st grade with Maisa, I can't really see 1st graders going for 55 minutes doing Writer's Workshop. So in reality, Writer's Workshop will probably drop back down to about 40 minutes, maybe 45. So I actually feel really, really good about going into this new teaching method, because it's a hell of a lot like the old teaching method. And I think I just cursed. Oops, sorry. But honestly, they were showing like pictures of the different anchor charts and things that you should be setting up and making in your classroom. I kid you not, right there was the EEK anchor chart. Elbow to elbow, knee to knee, book in the middle, I'll read to you, you read to me. I mean, come on, that's right out of Daily 5. It's totally right out of Daily 5. Then one of the other anchor charts was the I pick, where, you know, P is for purpose, I is for, and I can't think right now. But I mean, I pick and good fit book. I mean, these are all right out of Daily 5. So really what the Maisa units is doing is it's making some modifications to Daily 5, but at the end of the day, at least for K1-2, it's Daily 5. It really is. And I don't mean this as an insult. In fact, if anything, I feel kind of happy, because I kind of feel even more empowered to teach these Maisa units. I feel like I'm coming from a real frame of reference. Now, I'm sure Maisa and the writers of Maisa would probably be like poo-pooing what I'm saying right now, saying no, no, no. And like I said, once you get to grades 3, 4, and 5, there's a real problem. And I think I'm doing way too many hand movements. You know what it is? I've had to sit still all day, so I'm like suddenly super jittery. I apologize. It didn't help that I just drank like a big 20-ounce Diet Pepsi for caffeine boost. So yes, I am pumped, people. I am pumped. But it's definitely in the wheelhouse of what I've already been doing. At the end of the day, what the Maisa units are doing is they are providing me with my focus lessons. So instead of me every week having to sit down with planbook.com going, what am I going to teach this week? And literally, you know, looking to making meaning to find focus lessons, looking to the reading series to find focus lessons, looking to the reading strategy books to find focus lessons. Maisa, it's all laid out. On day 1, here's your focus lesson. On day 2, after you do your interactive read aloud, here is your focus lesson. On day 3, after you do your interactive read aloud, here is your focus lesson. And trust me, as someone who has worked at a district that's never really had a curriculum, I am grateful for that. I am super duper beyond thrilled to finally have a map, if you will, of focus lessons. Here's number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Here's even the anchor chart you're going to want to make with this focus lesson. So I am super excited to get the Maisa units. I'm no longer fearful that I am going to be completely inexperienced and not know what I'm doing this year. And also the Maisa units, they are public. They're free. Now I will say there's a lot of materials that you may not have all the materials to use, but the general idea for each lesson's focus, it is public. And so in the bottom of this description box, I will link for you the public links where you can log on, search your grade level, look up reading, writing, and find Maisa units and have an entire year's curriculum right there at your fingertips. Because most school districts have a curriculum and they want you to follow it. But I have taught pretty much my entire career at a district that really hasn't had a set curriculum that the whole district had to follow. Many of us are like little islands unto ourselves, making it up as we go. And that's okay if you actually feel like you know what you're doing, but I have had a lot of coworkers in the past, especially new teachers, come to me like, what am I supposed to do? So yes, having a curriculum is a wonderful thing to finally have in the district, and I'm very excited for it. I am going to go ahead and wrap up today's video, day 1 of my conference here, and say goodbye to you guys. I hope you've enjoyed the journey. It's a little bit of a shorter video today. Sorry I wasn't able to actually film part of the conference, but that's a big no-no. So with that though, if you found today's video helpful or useful, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more from me in the future, click that subscribe button. And definitely click the links in the description box if you want to take a look at Atlas Rubicon and these Maisa units. And with that, I'll talk to you guys later.